Okay, so the energy is higher now, and I've had a chance to go through it a little bit. It's still running long. I don't know if you had a chance to watch the first one, but I had this crazy, my tick was the word right. So I must have said the word right about 30 times in the last version. So don't watch it if you haven't. And let's go with this one. Keep an ear open for the word right, 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 right. You're going to kill it. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Hello, Dallas. Woo! What a pleasure and an honor to be in this beautiful theater, the Majestic Theater. Wow. How many of you woke up this morning feeling super confident? Thank you. Now, how many of you wish you had woken up this morning feeling super confident? Thank you. My name is Katerina Kazayas, and I am a Hollywood-based TV host and media expert. I have worked in the field of communications and media for over 12 years internationally, and now I own my own company and host my own digital talk show. What we do is we help companies gain exposure for their business or their brand, if you're a personal brand. Now, I've had to figure out a way to show up confidently, not only on camera, but for my life. I have had to learn the insider secrets to showing up. And now I train individuals just like you on what it takes to show up in a way that is going to have and add the power and leverage the media provides into their brand, right? Because let's be honest, media exposure can get you customer loyalty, brand respect. You can triple your media visibility and increase your sales. Now, how many of you would like more money in your bank? Okay, yes, thank you. How many of you would like more money in your pocket right now? Even leave the bank alone. Let's get some money in our hands right now. Yes. But before I get into the tactical steps of how we do that, what I'd like to do is spend a few minutes and invite you on a journey. Because you see, sometimes we get stuck before we've even gotten started. Often we're stuck. We're stuck in our own lives. Because maybe we think it's too late to try something new. But if we just dare to show up with a little more confidence in ourselves, perhaps our lives would be different. Through all the interviews that I've conducted, I've seen one commonality, and that is the people that are happiest with their lives are the ones that dared to suck. How many of us deny ourselves our own magic? And my question is, why? Why do so many of us allow ourselves to settle, to just be stuck in this half-assed life, when really we could be living a badass life? Now, I know it's after lunch, and I know that you might be a little tired, but what I want to tell you is now is not the time to be tired. Now is the time to be present, okay? Because this could literally be the most important 25 minutes of your life. And that's no BS. It really isn't. So what I'd like you to do before we get started is please put your phones away. Can you put your phones away? I know, for how many of you does that cause anxiety? Thank you. Thank you. How many of you are actually thinking, oh my God, this feels like a vacation. I can put my phone away, right? Yes. Thank you. I'd like you to put your phones away now, because now is the time that I want to challenge you to dare to suck. So when I was a little girl, I had a big dream. If we're getting this Hollywood stuff for a minute, I'm a small town girl from Calgary, Canada. How many of you have been up to the Calgary Stampede? Excellent. Yay. So many of you. I love it. How many of you might be from a different country and you've never heard of the Calgary Stampede? Thank you. For those of you who don't know, the Calgary Stampede is an awesome cowboy rodeo festival. So, as an Albertan girl, I got an affinity to Texas. I really do. I'm so happy to be here. I was a small town girl from Calgary, Canada, and I had a big dream. My dream? My dream was to head to Hollywood. I was going to become a TV host. I was going to become the next Barbara Walters meets Kelly Ripa, but brunette. So when it came down to that crunch time, right? Prom is over, high school's done. What are you going to do with your life, Katerina? Instead of listening to my heart, instead of following my dream, I chose instead to listen to my head. I chose security over passion. Instead of moving to Hollywood, I chose to stay local for college. Instead of pursuing a career in television, I chose finance. Why? Come on now, Katerina, who are you to move to Hollywood, right? And guess what? Investment bankers and financiers, they got great job security. If you move to Hollywood, Katerina, you might be flipping burgers. But if you become an investment banker, heck, you could buy $25 burgers. So I did what a lot of people do. I let the dream go. After all, it was a childhood dream, right? So I moved into the world of corporate finance, the world of corporate America. How many can relate to corporate America? And I stayed in corporate America for 10 years. And on paper, my life looked amazing. I had a corner office. I had a catchy job title. I had a cushy job security. But my life had no spice. It was the same thing day in and day out. I literally sat behind the desk running an Excel spreadsheet, working 80 hours a week for 10 years. Now that might be great for some of you. It really might, but it just wasn't great for me. I was miserable. I was so miserable that one morning I couldn't get out of bed. Okay, now I want you to picture this for a minute. Now we're up in Canada, right? So for those of you that have lived in northern states, you know what winter is all about. And it's cold and it's wintry and it's dark because it's 6 a.m. And I'm thinking, please God, don't make me go. Like I just could not get out of bed. The trepidation to go back there, back into that groundhog life of mine. Have you felt that? Where you're so distraught that your insides are they're tangled up inside and you're nervous and you're feeling like something awful is going to happen if I go back there, right? It didn't light me up inside. How many of you can feel that? How many of you have felt that before where you're dying inside? Like imagine some fruit on the vine and when it starts out, it's plump and happy, but if you don't do anything with it and you just leave it sit there, it starts to wither and it starts to just, decaying. That's how I was living, in this decay of self and soul. How many of you felt that? I know it might take a little courage. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. Take a breath with me. Thank you. Thank you for breathing with me. So that morning, I honestly couldn't take it any longer. Like I had to make a change or I had to risk suffering. The risk, right, of another 10 years of this. Like there was no way. I was done. And so you know what I did? It's like a little light bulb went off. I quit my job because I just couldn't go back. And you know what happened? Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, yeah, Katerina, you moved into pursuing your dream. That's why you're up here on the stage. No. Wrong. Who was I to go to Hollywood, right? What were people going to think if I went to Hollywood, especially now, especially 10 years later that I should have gone, right? I'm almost 30. And I started to tell myself and believe, even worse, not only tell myself, but believe the line that it was too late for me, that I was too old. I was good at maneuvering in corporate. I knew corporate, right? Put the dark suit on, put your hair in a bun, put the glasses on, right? I was good at corporate. And for me to move into something different, for me to go pursue TV, shit, I didn't know how to do that, right? No. So instead of following my dream, I chose to jump onto a parallel path of corporate. Now, in my defense, I did allow a little bit of my true authenticity to come through, and I moved from hardcore finance into more of a media communication sphere. And that really allowed me to gain incredible international communications and media relations experience and exposure. But I didn't have the guts to move toward my dream. And you know what happened next? 10 more years went by. I kid you not, like this. 10 more years went by, and I woke up one morning feeling exactly the way I had felt 10 years earlier. I was having that morning again. Now, I have a confession to make. I am a recovering perfectionist. Okay, I am still a recovering perfectionist. And how many of you in this room are perfectionists? Thank you. How many of you in this room live with a perfectionist? Thank you. I hadn't allowed myself to move into this space because I was afraid of not looking perfect. I was afraid of not knowing what to do. I was afraid to dare to suck. And I held myself from moving in the direction of my purpose and my passion and my life and my heart and my soul for 20 years. 20 years. How many of you have been snowboarding? You know what it's like to go snowboarding the first time you go, right? You fall on your ass. And you get up and you fall on your ass again. And you fall on your ass and you fall on your ass. Nobody starts snowboarding for the first time going down the Black Diamond. But you have a choice at the end of that first day. And you say, hey, I can either quit or I can get up again tomorrow, even though my ass is going to hurt. And I can get back on that ski hill and I can get better and better and better until I know how to do it proficiently. Well, that was the only choice that I had at this point. I had my big aha moment. Katerina, you must dare to suck. I had let 20 years go by. I was letting my own dream die on that vine because I was living in my head where I was dead. One of the greatest fears experienced by people out there is public speaking. Public speaking, fear of heights, and fear of spiders, right? Those are the top three. Now, I can kind of appreciate the other two. There's actually something to be feared, but there's really nothing to be feared in public speaking, right? There's no wild animal that's going to come out and get you. What most people are afraid of is not public speaking. It's public judgment. I had been afraid. I had feared imperfection. I had feared judgment. How many of you have ever tried doing something and you wanted to do it, but you were kind of worried about what the other guy would think, right? Maybe your friends, maybe your parents, maybe your spouse. What are they going to think if I try this thing that I don't know how to do? Well, I used to have those thoughts running around in this space in my head, and they kept me from living the life that I wanted to live until I couldn't live like that anymore. This time, I literally couldn't. So what did I do? Well, it was Groundhog Day, and we've lived this before, so I quit my job. Yes, I did. Again, I literally imploded my own cushy life for the second time, but this time, I packed my bags and I headed to Hollywood. And I knew nobody there, and I knew nothing about TV hosting. And the first thing I did was go get an agent, right? Because that's what you do when you get to Hollywood. You get an agent. So I go and audition in front of this agent. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It was way too early to go try and get in front of one of the top agents in LA, okay? Bad move. And all I did was crash and burn in that audition. It was painful. It was painful to watch. You know, like if you ever watch those old black and white comedy movies where they take the hook and they pull the guy in, I was looking around hoping somebody would hook me in. It was that bad. And I cried all the way home. That was my big moment. That was my chance. And I bombed it. And part of me wanted to go home and pack up my bags that I hadn't even yet unpacked. I wanted to go back to safety and back to security and back to convenience and back to certainty, but I didn't. Not this time. This time, I chose to believe that it was never too late for me. This time, I chose to believe and move past my own insecurities and that need to be perfect. This time, I chose to dare to suck. And oh my God, am I ever glad I did. After 3 years of intense on-camera media training, now combined with almost 12 years of international media and communication strategic consulting, I live my dream. Why? Because I chose to stand up for myself and dare to suck, to master something new. Okay, and without tooting my own horn, I want to just let you know where I've come. Right, I'm now driving down Rodeo Drive, baby, in my dream car. I am a successful talk show host. I have an even more successful media company. I've had the chance to report from some of Hollywood's biggest red carpets, right? Sharing the mic with Elton John and Sharon Stone and Sting. Today, I'm the author of my own book, and I'm up here on stage with you. Why? Because I dared to suck. It is never too late to chase your dream. How many of you have that dream still in your hearts? And I don't know what your dream is. Maybe it's to write a book. Maybe it's to move to that city. Maybe it's to divorce that guy. I don't know. But how many of you haven't made the move because you think that time has passed, or that you're too old, or that it's too late, or that you can't be perfect? I had the gall to move to Hollywood 20 years later than everyone deemed appropriate. Because come on now, right? If you're 22 in entertainment, you're over the hill. And I decided to go at almost 40. Do you know how many people told me I was crazy? A lot. But I also had a lot of people that supported me. And they supported me once I made the decision to support myself. Can we take a breath again? I'm just passionate. I had to do whatever it took to get over that point of fear. And I am so thankful now because that allowed me to make my childhood dream a reality. Because our company now helps people all over the country craft and refine themselves and their messaging in a way that can absolutely create exposure opportunities for them. We help people strategically achieve massive success by positioning them in a way that catapults themselves past the competition. And part of how we do that is by training on media mindset mastery. Now, what the heck is media mindset mastery, Katerina? Media mindset mastery is learning the secret formula of combining 3 very special elements in a way that will allow you to achieve anything you want to achieve. So what I'd like to do now, if it's okay with you, is I want to tell you what those 3 elements are, because they have been so very instrumental, not only in the media space, but in my development as a human being. So whether you have any aspirations of being on TV, whether you want to be on the Today Show or Good Morning America, or maybe you just listen to Sirius XM in your car and you think, how the heck did those guys get on there? Or maybe you don't even want to be on TV or the media, but you're just looking to add something to your toolbox that will allow you to show up as the most powerful version of you. Mastering your media mindset is key. Did you know that it takes people half a second to determine an impression of you? Half a second. In 2 seconds, most people's opinion starts to tend towards the negative. So why miss your chance to knock it out of the park on that first impression? Imagine walking into a room where everything is effortless. You're projecting so much personal magnetism, so much presence, that you can't help but command the attention of everyone in the room, right? Do you have what it takes to own a space? And my answer to that is abso-fucking-lutely. We're talking about presence, not pretense, not this Photoshopped Instagrammed world that we're being told we have to live in. Presence. I want you to feel your presence for a minute. Just take a breath with me. Take a breath in. And just allow yourself to sit in that. That's your presence. This is your authenticity right here. So whether you're looking for more power or more influence or more success or more impact or more fulfillment or more life, when we join forces with you, we help you get there. And we do that because I know what it takes, because I've been through it. I mean, imagine walking through a room with the same level of confidence and charisma as your favorite movie star, right? Does Brad Pitt have anything that you don't have? No. He just chose to unlock it. And it comes down to controlling your own thoughts and steering them towards a mastery of your own media mindset, whether you want to be in media or not. So whether you're on camera or off, you must learn to harness in sequence these three things. Number one, your verbal and non-verbal communication. Number two, your confidence, your personal confidence. And number three, your innate charisma. In business conversations with potential clients or investors, or maybe even your family, are you aware of your articulation? Of what you're enunciating, of what you're not enunciating? Are you aware of where your eyes are looking in a conversation when you're having with someone new? And what that means subconsciously to the other person if you're looking away? Right? It's this unique formula. It's the combination of what happens when you combine masterfully confidence and charisma and communication, and that is what is going to make all the difference. Woo! So what I'd love to do now is take them one at a time, right? And in the interest of time, we're going to go quick, but I want to look at these. Communication competence, number one, is key. 80% of what we're communicating is nonverbal. Are you communicating the wrong thing? Do you even know how you would know? Number two, confidence. It is a fact. Confident people get further in life. They just do. But the beautiful thing is, confidence can be learned. Yes, sir. And number three, charisma. Again, imagine walking through life just with this effortless magnetism, with absolute presence that is going to command attention. So what I want to do now is I want to give you some key elements for projecting charisma. And I invite you to try this today. I invite you to take these away with you tonight when you leave here. So in the interest of time, again, because we're running, I'd really love to see you walk out with some of this. So who would like to tap into a little charisma right now? Yes? Thank you. Who just wants it to be happy hour? Thank you. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but it's only 2:30 here, so let's do this. Okay, my 3 steps for getting started and just starting to kind of skim the surface of what your own personal intimate charisma is. Step number 1, be aware and present. So people appreciate being the object of attention, right? We all like attention. And one of the easiest ways to convey that you're listening is to maintain eye contact. Okay, it was Tom Cruise back in his golden age, when back in the entertainment heyday of Tom Cruise, that he had a reputation of being really charismatic. And that's because he gave everyone he stood in front of a real intense amount of his time and his energy. He focused on them. Make people around you feel good, and they can't help but like you. Number 2, maintain a positive outlook. Now, I know this might sound silly. It might sound a little California woo-woo. But don't make a habit of dwelling on the negative. Successful people don't dwell on the negative. Remember, you have the power in any conversation to spin it the way you want it to go. So share uplifting stories. Be excited about big ideas. Maintain that positive outlook. And number 3, and we all have this, so it's really excellent. Maintain that dazzling smile. A genuine smile. Everyone loves a smile. A smile conveys trust. A smile conveys safety, right? And for you ladies in the room, you remember back when America's Next Top Model used to be on, like on those 24-hour reruns, right? In the words of Tyra Banks, don't forget to smile. Smile all the way up to your eyes. Mastery of communication, confidence, and charisma can absolutely allow you to fold time. Everything comes down to your ability to leverage these intangible social lubricants, okay? I have gotten, because of these, to a different place on the mountain than other people, and I know the route. I've learned the insider communication tricks used by Hollywood legends, and I've applied these not only to my work on camera, not only to my life in the media, but to my life. And now I help other people get there. So no matter what business you're in, no matter what aspirations you have to sit in front of Kelly Ripa or Anderson Cooper or Oprah Winfrey, wouldn't it be great if you could build these skills into the life, into crafting the life that you really want to be living? Especially if you could avoid the pain and suffering of not doing what you really want to do simply because you lacked confidence in your ability to do it. Suffering is voluntary. Suffering and struggling are voluntary. They are optional. We get to choose. So why in the heck would you choose that? Boom. Today I wake up and I love my life. I have arrived. I have arrived to my own party. And I have a badass life. If you want to feel alive, you have to dare to suck. Because it is never too late. It is never too late to chase your dream or start something new. And I work with people. I love to work with people who are willing to try this, who are willing to be okay at not being perfect. And I don't work with everyone. I work with people that have a hunger to get to a better place on their own mountain. They have a willingness to take the information and apply it, take the feedback and suck again until they become proficient at what they want to do. I don't like working with arrogant people, and maybe you're sitting there and, you've got your arms crossed and maybe your mind is crossed, right? If you're that guy, that's fine. I can't help you. But if you've been looking for that key, if you know that all you need is the roadmap for you to start rocking and rolling your own life, wouldn't you reach out and take it? If you're the kind of person who wants to create results, who's used to creating results, but perhaps you're an author or a thought leader or a business owner. We work with all of that. We help people to craft their message and get clear on their positioning. And then if you'd like, we help strategize ways to get this message more widely distributed for you. We train on media mastery. We train you to absolutely shine in your own ability to communicate. Communication, personal confidence, and innate charisma. Step number 1. And step number 2, if you want media exposure, there we go, right? If you know that getting more people to know about your brand will be a catalyst for you, that's excellent. Because I'll tell you something, if nobody knows you're in business, then you're not really in business. If you want to know how to get from A to B, we can help you. But we don't work with a lot of people. We're a boutique firm. But if you think you're one of those people, I invite you to come and shake my hand later. I would love to shake yours. Give me a card and we can build on what we touched on today. Because there is so much gold waiting to be mined inside you. How many of you really feel like you've only tapped into 20% of who you know you can be? So if what I shared with you today resonated, I look so forward to speaking with you further. And to help on what we touched on, before we go, I'd like to offer you a few gifts. So how many of you in here would love to catapult your business or yourself to the next level? All right, you guys ready to leverage your media mindset? Awesome. Fantastic. So what I'd like you to do now is pull out your phones. And now it's time to pull up. Vacation's over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you insight to 3 things it takes to build a foundation of exposure for your business, because we didn't have a lot of time to talk about the tactical today. So if you'd like this, what I want you to do is text the words media mindset to number 4470. And what you're going to get there are the 3 P's to getting your business appearing in the media like a rock star business that it is. So the 3 P's are pitch, polish, and promote. How do you pitch, polish, and promote your message? This will get you started, and it'll let you know how you can continue. That was one gift. Now, before I go, I also have one last announcement, and I've been so excited to share it with you. Now is the time. How many of you love live events? Right? We're here. I'm assuming you like live events because we're all in here live together. Thank you. Well, so do I. And because of that, I am so excited to let you know that Dallas, I will be back in 5 weeks, with our special Charisma, Persuasion, and Influence live event. That's right. For this event, I have teamed up with world-renowned subconscious mind reprogrammer Jim Lutz. He is a persuasion expert, and together we are offering the training. Okay, this is one powerful day where you are going to learn to craft these important techniques. The secrets to spellbounding confidence, how to increase your expressive exuberance, rapport building strategies. How many of you would like to know how to instantly open up deep lines of communication? It's an excellent event, and it's an investment that will pay for itself over and over and over. So I was once in a theater just like this, and I was sitting in a seat just like the one you're sitting in. And I remember looking up at the master on the stage, and I was thinking, how did he craft that life? How did he craft that enjoyment? How is he up there on stage? And now I'm up here on stage, and I'm inviting you to come and to join us as we share and teach you exactly how. Are you looking to maneuver around your most inconceivable obstacle? Are you looking for better financial success? Heck, maybe you're just looking for the love of your life, right, ladies? Join us. Join us, because that one day is going to have the power to absolutely transform every area of your life. So the way you do this is I want you to go right now, jump on the net, and I want you to go to the website cpidallas.com. CPI Dallas stands for Charisma, Persuasion, Influence Dallas, cpidallas.com. And I want you to use this special bonus code today. This is my gift to you. I want you to type in the VIP code, VIP. This is our bonus code, VIP, and you'll receive $50 off the price of admission. I would love nothing more than to see you in a few weeks. cpidallas.com, because we are coming back to Dallas. Woo! So on that note, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your time today. I want to thank you for showing up here for your business and for your life. I want to thank you for sharing your hearts and this beautiful space with me. Please remember, it is never too late. Dare to suck. And don't worry, because now you've got someone who's been through that dark tunnel, and she can absolutely help you get out to the sunny side of life. Thank you. Let me know. Didn't say right too often, so I was happy. Okay.